What's up, makeup minions? I'm Witte from WitteArtistry, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I would really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button below and the bell next to it so you don't miss any new videos. I am going to be teaching you guys how to make this super cool zipper skeleton hand illusion. Yeah, let's begin. If you like me and you like my videos here, it would mean a lot to me if you chose to become a sponsor on my Patreon page. Alright, you guys requested more illusion makeup, so I figured I had to do more. This is going to be a makeup where I'm using strictly Mehron paint. I'm using their foundation palette that's just cream makeups, and I am also using their yellow, white, black, and brown, just in their like paradise aqua paint. I am taking that yellow with a slight hint of brown and white, and I'm going to be creating my little finger bones. Make sure you're following a reference image so you can have this be anatomically accurate so it'll look as realistic as possible. I thought it would be just really cool to create a zipper illusion. They're kind of my favorite. I have done zippers in the past, and I just wanted to see what I was capable of doing now. But I didn't want to do all the musculature, and I didn't want it to be gory, so I thought this would be a great little compromise. Alright, with gray and white, I created a silvery gray color. Created the zipper shape, which is literally just a line. And then near the base, you want to make it a little thicker, create a square, and then create a triangular, rectangular shape coming off of that, and that's going to be the little zipper tab. Very, very carefully with a detail brush, you're going to outline the bones and use a black body paint, as dark as you can get it. And just be very careful. You don't want it to get onto the bones because it's so hard to get rid of black when it goes in the wrong spot. But this is going to be the part that'll disappear into the background later. I am waiting to paint the part near the lower bones and the center of my hand simply because I haven't created the zipper teeth yet, which, you know, I gotta carefully outline in black later. Now I am starting to add some detail to the bones. I am using a little bit lighter of a mixture of that yellow-white and creating some highlights. But I figured it was time to give that zipper some attention, so I am using a lighter color gray, just add a little bit more white to it, and creating some highlights on the zipper tab, or the zipper pull. I'm not really sure which piece is what, but you get the point. Follow a reference image. I was the entire time, because that little mechanism is more complicated than you think it is. And I'm just highlighting the tops. Make sure you keep a consistent light source. That's what's going to make it have the most realism. Then I'm creating the base of where the zippers meet together, and now I am creating the teeth. This is really easy if you just use a detail brush that has a square point, and then you just kind of dab it as you go. Make sure you keep a consistent distance between the zipper teeth though. That will add to the zipper's realism and, you know, its practicality. Otherwise the zipper won't actually zip together. Not that it's going to, because, you know, it's an illusion, but you get the point. So now I'm going to be creating the shading on the zipper, so just a darker gray than the midtone I started with. I am going along each and every little zipper tooth, and then also near the base I'm creating the shading that separates the pieces, and then also creating some shading in the hole in the zipper tab and outlining the zipper tab just to give it some dimension. I want the thing to look like it's three-dimensional and actually popping off of my skin, so I'm doing my best to imitate that. Since the zipper is metallic, the little tab pieces are going to have really stark highlights, so I'm using white now just to go over all of the teeth and the surface of all the bits of the zipper where the light would, you know, shine off of. Be really careful, use a detail brush, go slow. I wanted to pour as much detail into this tiny makeup as I could. It was really fun. This is actually one of my favorites that I've done for the Halloween season thus far. But now that we have the teeth, we can finally fill in the black. So outline the rest of your skelly bones and go in between each individual zipper tooth. Make sure you take your time with this. You want to make sure the zipper teeth stay rectangular in shape, otherwise it won't look like a zipper anymore. Then with some white, I am going over the highlights on the bones. This is the part where the bone has a hill, or also at the ends of the bones where there's like that orb of bone. I am highlighting those as well. By the way, what has been your favorite Halloween makeup so far? I personally, like I said, I like this one a lot, but I'm also a big fan of my lava one. All right, add in some more highlights to the bumps on the bones, and I'm going to be creating the detail within these guys pretty soon here. Oh, and about a week ago or so, I got the whole place decorated for Halloween. There's candles everywhere, skeletons everywhere, little pumpkins, little ghosts. It's so cute and I love it and it makes me so happy. Got some fall candles too. I am so excited for Halloween this year. I actually have a couple of different Halloween parties that I'm hoping I get to go to. But I got the costumes planned, so even if I don't go, I could still dress up. All right, now with a mixture of brown and white, I'm going to create some stippling on the bones. So this will sort of imitate the porousness of bones because they have cells and rigid spots, and so I'm just dotting all the areas to create that shading and making sure that I'm not keeping it too dark because I still want it, to look like a bone. I don't want it to look too cartoony. Add some more speckling. And make sure you're really careful on the tiniest little bone. I really like these bones. I think they're really cute looking. Rinse and repeat. And eventually, if I got the color a little bit too dark for the brown, I'm just going back over it with that slightly yellow white color, because bones aren't actually white. It's a common misconception because of cartoons and stuff, but like they're they got more of a yellow tint to them, just naturally. So many highlights and so much detail. I didn't know this part of the video was that long, but just keep going because it's worth it. Okay, finishing up the zipper now, I'm creating those stark highlights that I mentioned before. You just want to give the zipper kind of one last pass of those white highlights. And now I am also going to be adding a shadow on the edge of the zipper where the material would be buried into my skin if the skin was actually the fabric that it was sewn to. But any good zipper illusion needs to have some sort of material that's moving and also needs some sort of, when you get your zipper caught in your fabric and creates all those little ridges. I decided it would be really cool to do that with my skin. So once I'm done adding dark shadows to this zipper pull, that is what I'm going to be doing with my cream palette. And I absolutely adore this Mehron makeup cream palette. It has a wide range of foundation colors from really dark darks to basically white highlights. I'll be filling in the black area first with black eyeshadow just to make it more matte so it doesn't reflect light. I typically do this on any body paint where I have that blackout illusion because it really helps sell the look. Do not skip this step, I highly recommend it. And I'm also using the gray eyeshadow just to add some extra bits of dimension to the bones. All right, like I said before, here is the part where I'm starting to create the, I guess it would be like tugging, skin tugging. I'm unzipping my hand, so I wanted to have some material moving, and I thought it would be really cool if the material was my skin. So with that foundation palette from Mehron, I am taking a mid-tone and creating sort of these U shapes that go down along the edges of the zipper lines and towards the pole. And then I am creating a highlight on what would be the hill of the fabric, and then I'm blending it out. These cream makeups blend like a dream. So stuff like this when it's your own skin tone is actually super easy and super quick to do. I'll be going back and forth between highlights and shadows just so I get the right amount of dimension in the skin. I wanted it to look more realistic and not as cartoony, but this is an illusion that's not physically possible, so it's a little bit of a give and take. And once you powder the cream makeup, it's all set and you guys are done. I really hope you like this illusion. I adore it, and I'm having a blast making all these Halloween makeups for you. So please let me know if you have any requests in the comments below, and check out my TikTok and Instagram. I post on there as well. Love you all. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope you like this. I have been enjoying doing hand illusions, and I know you guys have been too, because you keep telling me to do more. So thank you for the suggestions. And huge shout out to my wonderful Patreon producers. Whoa, 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 whoa. Without you guys, I couldn't make makeups like this, so thank you so much for funding what I do, but I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.